Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm doing Caitlin's makeup as per usual. So I'm going to be doing like the Kim K Met Gala inspired look. I actually completely forgot that I had this video ready to be edited and uploaded, so I apologize on the delay, but yeah, here we are doing it today. So I'm starting off with her eyebrows as usual. I'm just using the Inglot Brow Gel in the shade 16, and I do add a little bit of the 17 just to darken it up a tiny little bit. It depends on how dark her hair color is, as she did have it quite dark a while ago, and I think it's like faded a little bit. I'm pretty sure, I'm not too sure, but yeah. So just filling them in. Then I'm going to be taking the P. Louise eye base as usual. Just this one's in the shade Rumour, and just using this to carve out under her brows. For some reason, the brow that I'm carving out underneath now, I always go a little bit messy underneath on. So obviously it does look a little bit crazy at first, but then once you start to clean up underneath, it looks like really crisp, and you can kind of see where you need to, like, say, add more brow product, give it more of an arch and all that sort of thing. I feel like it creates like a clean base for you to be able to tell where if you need to put more product or if you don't need to put more product. And yeah, also cleans it up as well. And obviously I'm going to be using this all over the lid too, just using like a big flat concealer or foundation brush to pat it all over the lid, just as an eye base. And obviously we do not set this base because you kind of leave it for a little while and it kind of sets itself, I guess. Then I'm going to be taking the P. Louise Secret Sinner palette, and I'm going to be taking the shade Love Struck, which is like a dark brown shade, and I'm going to be focusing this on the outer and then also on the inner corner as well. As you can see, I'm kind of patting that on. I'm obviously not bothering about the middle because we're going to be doing a halo, so I'm kind of really packing those colors on. As I get towards the outer corner, I kind of lightly kind of brush inwards, just so then when I put the next color, which is Fling, which is a lighter brown, which I'm applying now, it's a lot easier for those two shades to blend together, so we don't have like a block harsh line that I'm going to have to try and blend into, whereas if it fades out nicely, it's a lot easier to blend the colors together. Through the top and kind of like the middle, I'm just going to be using that Fling shade, just to kind of give it a little bit of color, but nothing too dramatic, if that makes somewhat sense. So I basically just continue applying the colors until I'm happy with the color payoff, and kind of making sure that I'm going in that inner corner as well. When you're doing a halo eye, obviously you want that inner corner to be really dark too, just so you kind of get like that really pop on either side of the eyes. Then yeah, keep going in with the fluffy brush. I really like to use, I think that's the Zoeva one, just to make sure that everything's like super blended out, because I find sometimes when you stand back and look at it, you can really see the little bits that you need to kind of add, and like it's just so they're even, because obviously like you want to make sure that the left eye is like as same as possible, oh my god, you know what I mean, as similar to the right eye as possible. So yeah, just kind of continue going back in and back in. Then I'm applying the Inglot 94 gel liner just with a fluffy brush to the center of her eye. I am bringing this up quite high because if you look at the Met Gala like pics, there's a lot of, like, she kind of goes up really high with that shimmery shade, almost close to the eyebrow, and kind of there's not really a darker shade above that. So I did go up quite high, and I also went quite wide with it too. That way it gives us a lot more room to blend in to make it look smaller. Then I'm applying the Inglot 118 pigment, which is like this champagne sort of shade. I did go in with one of the Body Sparkles ones. Oh my god, Body Sparkles. Oh, actually no, maybe the Crystals, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Crystals as well, just the silver shade after this too. But as you can see, I'm starting to blend those colors that I used previously from the Secret Sinner palette into the pigment. This kind of obviously makes sure that everything blends seamlessly together, and as you can see, obviously the shimmery part starts to become a little bit smaller, but it just, everything like works really well. Then I'm just doing a wing on her. I didn't actually film, but when I do a wing, I like to make sure the client looks straight ahead first, and I'll draw the line of the wing, and then I'll get them to close, and then I will line up all the lines really neatly. I do also kind of wipe when once I wipe away all the fallout, I do tend to clean up the line a little bit more as well then, just so we can get like a really sharp wing. The lashes that I used are just from AliExpress. They're probably like, I'm not sure what style they were, but they're the ones that I always use, that I always post the link for. They're just super fluffy and soft. And now she did have like lash extensions on, so I kind of just got like a clean spoolie and just really kind of pushed those lashes up into the other fake ones. Just as otherwise it kind of looks like you've literally got 2 layers of lashes, and you can really see like the separation. As you can see here, I'm kind of cleaning up that winged liner. You can really tell I use like my nail to make sure it's like super sharp. Then I just applied some of the P. Louise eye base underneath her eye, and I'm basically using those same 2 shades that I used on the top on the bottom, so Love Struck and Fling. Obviously Love Struck close to the lash line, and then Fling to blend out Love Struck. I'm also going to be like smoking out her lash line. That's why I did the under eyes before foundation, just so I don't get any fallout or anything on the foundation that I don't need. Then I'm going to be taking the Inglot 77 gel liner, and I'm just using this in her waterline, and then I'm going to go ahead with like a flat kind of like a flat like eyebrow or eyeliner brush, kind of angled one, and I'm going to put some black really close to her waterline, just so you can get that really smoked out look. Then just applying some inner corner highlight, which is MAC Vanilla Pigment. I am obsessed with this colour. It just looks so nice for like soft glam and full glam. It's just a really good colour. Next, I'm going to be putting some mascara on her bottom lashes, just because obviously we don't want to be putting mascara on the, what are they called? The lash extensions, that's the word I was trying to think of. So obviously I just use the bottom. If I do get a little bit of stuff on the lash extensions, I just kind of dip a spoolie into some micellar water and kind of brush them through from there, just so that way you're kind of getting any of the fallout off of them. Then I'm just taking the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue Primer, and I'm just using this in her T-zone, and then I'm just using the MAC Strobe Cream in Peach Light all over her face, just to give it a nice glow. Foundation, as usual, I use like the same one, so the Too Faced Born This Way. This one's in the shade Golden Beige. I find it's like literally perfect for her skin tone, as she's kind of got like those really goldeny undertones to her skin. As you all know, I don't like putting too much foundation on her, just because I really want the freckles to still show through, but obviously we still want coverage to kind of match like the intensity of the eyes. So yeah, applying that with just a Dirty 30 sponge, but I pretty much do one sort of, not even medium, kind of like little to no sort of coverage, or not little to no really, like compared to what I do on everybody else, it's kind of little to no coverage, but it doesn't, like, I don't know, I feel like it still looks like full coverage on her, just because I'm so used to doing even less than that sometimes, depending on like the eye look. And yes, this is her own concealer. She comes very often, so I got sick of like taking it out of the pot, so I just decided to nominate a concealer for Caitlin. Then just blending out the under eye concealer and everywhere else, just with a little mini Dirty 30 sponge. And then I'm just going to be applying the Laura Mercier translucent powder under the eyes, just kind of pushing that into the skin and also in the laugh lines as well, because Caitlin's very expressive and she likes to smile a lot, so we need to set those laugh lines into place so we don't get creases there. Obviously you do get kind of creases no matter what, but like to kind of prevent them as much as possible, I use the loose powder over the top of them. Then taking the Bobbi Brown foundation stick in the shade Cool Almond, and just like a small stippling brush, I'm just going to be applying that to like the sort of outer perimeter of her face, just to warm it up. And then I'm just going to be setting that with the Australis Fresh and Flawless powder in the shade Darkest Brown. They've actually come out with some new shades, which is amazing, like darker shades, because before they literally did not have a single darker shade, it was just all lighter shades. So it's actually amazing. So any darker skin girls, yeah, Australis have some deeper skin tones for their powders now. Then I just took the Hoola bronzer and the MAC Give Me Sun as usual, just to bronze up the skin. Then I'm just taking the MAC Warm Soul Blush, and I just wiped away the under eye bake, whatever was left of it as well. Then just applying a little bit of Hot Mama for a like kind of flush of pink and a bit of glow as well. Then just taking the Becca Champagne Pop highlighter, because I couldn't find my MAC one, but this one just looked just as nice. Then I'm just starting to blend out those outer corners. You'll know that I love to do this now. The P. Louise eye base is so like super easy to be able to do that with. Then just applying some of that fling underneath just to make sure that it kind of blends all into like the foundation and everything, so it's not got like, you know, bang eyeshadow and then bang foundation. We want those, the blend between the two. Then just going over her eyebrows slightly with a powder. And then I'm going to be filling in her lips with the MAC Strip Down Lip Pencil and the MAC Yash Lipstick. And I also use a lip gloss over the top, but before anyone comments or anything, this is her lip gloss. She, as I said before, she comes very often, so I ended up just kind of nominating a lip gloss that's just for her, because we do the same lip color every single time, and it was just too annoying having to try and take it out of the pot every single time I wanted to use lip gloss on her, so we decided to nominate a lip gloss for Caitlin because it just is easier. I then did apply some of the Laura Mercier glow powder. I actually didn't film it, but I applied it just with like one of the little Real Techniques brushes, and just to like kind of the T-zone, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a glow. Then I'm going to be applying the, oh actually no, I did film it. I didn't think I did, but I did. There we go. Just like to kind of around those sort of areas, just like the chin, underneath the eyes and all that sort of stuff. Then applying some of the Kat Von D setting spray. As you can tell, she loves this part. And here we have the completed look. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!